Hello and welcome to another session. So in this session we will discuss about a review process. Review process in static analysis we use to review our work products or code. So we review the code even without executing it. So because benefit of this is that to find the defects earlier in the software development lifecycle model. So we want to shift left mean, so when requirement document is ready, when software requirement specification document is ready, we need to review it. So review the documents is very important. Reviewing the code is very important, so we can find the defect earlier, because later fixing the bugs in the later life cycle, software development life cycle, is costly and causes financial loss, reputation and other. So it is very important that we should adopt the review process. So so review may vary from very formal to informal. So we have very formal review process where we have inspections, then we have technical reviews also, then we have very informal where two people get together and discusses, so they get the idea and they improve the product. So informal reviews are characterized by not following a defined process or not having formal documented output. So for example, two persons, one person QA or developer gets together and discusses. So because developer has different perspective, developer may be author of the code, so it gets the idea, gets the requirement from QA or scrum master and so on. The focus of review depends upon the agreed objective of the review. For example, if two-person decided just review the work product, so their purpose should be finding defects, gaining understanding, so educating participants such as tester or new team members, discussing and deciding by consensus. So ISO standard, ISO IEC 20246 contains more in-depth description of the review process of the work product, including role and review techniques. So work product review process consists of main activities, which includes planning. We plan, we decide about the review process. So this in the formal review process, these planning, initiation, individual review, issue communication analysis, matrices collection, fixing and reporting is very important. We have very formal procedure when we are following inspection, we're doing inspection, because inspection is more formal review process. So when we are doing other review techniques, it is not very important. So in informal case, we do not need to upwork planning, we do not need to initiate the review process. In the phases of formal review process is planning. We plan, we communicate, we plan all the plan, prepare or define objectives, identify the roles, and all the stuff is done in the planning. Then we do kick-off meeting, so we communicate the scope, objectives, outcomes and so on. Then we preparation, then we have review meeting where all the people gets together and discusses with defined roles. Mean there is a author, there is a reviewers or persons who reviews the work product, identifies the issues, and then if identified issues need to be fixed and follow up, so the rework is required. When rework is done, need to be checked, and then we do follow up and so on. In this way we can do continuous improvement. So in the review planning, defining the scope, which includes the purpose of the review, what documents are part of documents to review, uh, so and the quality characteristic to be evaluated. Estimating effort and time frame, so we need to estimate the effort, how much effort it will be required, and time frame uh, is very important in review planning. We need to if there is formal review, we need to document all this stuff. Identify review characteristics such as review type, or with roles, activities and checklist. So we need to prepare the checklist for formal case, selecting the people to participate in the review and allocated roles. So we need to, every person should have defined roles, whether it is author, reviewer, or stakeholder. All the stakeholders should have defined roles. Defining entry and exit criteria for more formal review type, for example in case of inspection. So entry and exit criteria is very important. Checking that every criteria are met, for example formal review types. Okay, so in initiate review case, we distributing the work product. It may be physically, usually these days electronic means, or maybe other means such as issue log form, checklists, and related work products. So these are distributed in initiate in first phase, initiate review. Explaining the scope, objective, process, roles, and work product to participants, answering any query that participant may have about the review. So in individual review case, individual reviews the work products which are circulated, maybe through email, reviews all and part of the work product. Nothing potential defects. Potential required recommendations are noted down and questions are also noted down in this phase. So issue communication and analysis phase, we communicate the identify potential defects in the review meeting, or then analyze the potential defect, assigning ownership and status to them, evaluating and documenting quality characteristics, evaluating the review finding against the exit criteria to make the review decision. Major changes needed, for example if there is required major changes, accept possibility with minor changes, so on. So when issues are identified, we need to fix and report. So in this case we need to create defect report for those findings that require changes. So defect reports are prepared, usually QA reports those in Jira and other tools. And fixing defects found by, usually author fixes that defects. In case of if software requirement document is prepared by QA person, QA usually will be the author and he will fix that. Communicating defects to the appropriate person or team when found in the work product, related to work product. For example if there is design document prepared, so a technical design document is prepared, then author need to be fixed. uh, so in this phase we need to recording updating status of the defects in more formal review case, potentially including agreement of comment originator, gathering messages for more formal review type. So we need to gather the matrices, for example defect density, checking the exit criteria are met for more formal review type. Okay, accepting the work product when the exit criteria are reached. So when exit criteria is reached, we need to accept it, otherwise we need to reject that. So there are some roles and responsibility in formal review case. In formal review case, here you can see that we have team, we have management, we have author, moderator, so recorder and so on. All have their own roles and responsibilities. So in case of author is the person who creates the work products and fixes the defect in that product also. Management is responsible for review planning, decides on execution of review, assigns staff and budget and time frame. So management is very powerful. They monitors ongoing effectiveness. If there is no adequate outcomes, they can intervene. So they have very important role. So management support is very important. So if management is not willing, not participating, the process will be failed. So there is a moderator, which is very important person, ensures effective running of review meeting when held, mediates if necessary between the various point of view. It is often the person upon whom the success of review depends. Okay, so very important person. Review leader takes over our responsibility of the review, decides who will be involved, and organizes when and where it will take. So a review leader leads all the meeting and decide the place and assign role and responsibility and so on. So reviewers may be subject matter expert or person working on the project, stakeholders with an interest in the work product, or individuals with specific technical or business background. So reviewers identify potential defects in the work product and the review may represent different perspective, and so testers have different perspective, programmer have different, user has different perspective, operator, business analysis, usability expert, and so on. So scribe a recorder records the meeting, prepares meeting minutes, records new potential defects, open points, and discussion. All those steps does scribe. So, as you know, of level of formality of review depends upon very formal to informal. Very formal case we have inspection, then we have technical review, then walkthrough, and goes to very informal case. So let's discuss in detail. When we talk about informal review, main purpose is detecting potential defects, possible additional purposes, generating new ideas and solution, quickly resolving minor problems. Okay, not based on the formal documented process. As it is informal, we need not to be email, document, and so on. So it can be very informal. We can two-person can on the even on the during walk they can do informal review. They can discuss and share the idea. May not involve the review meeting. Okay, they not need to go into meeting room and book the meeting room and so on. So informal review may be performed by colleagues of author, buddy check, or by more people. Result may be documented, so they may document the result. So varies in usefulness depending on the reviewers. Use of checklist is optional. Very commonly used in agile development. So in agile development, we have very less time for documenting. So this is very useful technique. So in walkthrough, main purpose is find defects, improve the software product, consider alternative implementations, evaluate performance to standards and specifications. So all have almost same purposes. Possible additional purposes are exchanging ideas about technical style variations, training of participants, achieving consensus. Additional preparation before the review meeting is optional. So in walkthrough case, individual preparation before the review meeting is maybe if you can do it, depends upon you. Review meeting is typically led by author of the work product. Okay, in this case, author is leading and ask for walkthrough, so it can improve, gets the idea. So in walkthrough, scribe is mandatory. Use of checklist is optional, may take the form of scenario, dry run, or simulator. So potential defect log or review reports may be produced. May vary in practice from quite informal to very formal. So walkthrough can be, we can make this formal, but usually walkthrough are informal. Okay, technical reviews. Main purpose is gaining consensus, detecting potential defects. So it is technical review. So reviewer must be technical peers of author and technical expert of the field or other discipline. So possible further purposes are evaluating quality and building confidence in the work product, generating new ideas, motivating and enabling authors to improve future work products, considering alternative implementations. So technical review, as name suggests, in this case, individual preparation before the review meeting is required because it's technical, and so preparation is very important. Uh, Review meeting is optional. Ideally led by trained facilitator, typically not the author. Scribe is mandatory, ideally not the author. Use of checklist is optional. Potential defect log and review reports are typically produced. So inspection, very formal meetings. Main purpose is detecting potential defects, evaluating quality, and building confidence in the work product. Preventing future similar defects through author learning and root cause analysis. So possible further purposes are motivating and enabling author to improve future work products and software development processes, achieving consensus. Follows a defined process with formal documented output based on rules and checklist. So in the inspection, we use clearly defined rules such as how many we have defined. We have author, scribe, management, all those stuffs which are mandatory may include a dedicated reader who reads the work product loud during the review meeting. Individual preparation before the review meeting is required. So it is inspection, so individual should be prepared. They should not go without preparing themselves, without reviewing the documents, viewing video, checking the email without documents. For example, if design or requirement or any other document checklist was sent, it should be reviewed. They should get the time to review it. Reviewers are either peer of the author or expert in the other discipline that are relevant to our product. So inspection specifies entry and exit criteria are used. Scribe is mandatory. So a scribe is mandatory because we need to prepare the meeting minutes. We need to do recording, maybe video recording. So depends. But meeting minutes are very important for circulating within the team what has discussed, and review meeting is led by trained facilitator, not the author. Author cannot act as review leader, reader, or scribe. So potential defect logs or review reports are produced. Matrices are collected and used to improve the entire software development process. So including inspection process. So review process techniques. There are some number of review techniques that can be applied during the individual review: ad hoc, checklist based, scenario, dry runs, role based, and perspective based. So there are some success factor for review. There are a number of factors that will affect the outcome of the review. So we should keep in mind those factors. Each review has clear objective, defined during review meeting and used as measurable exit criteria. Review types are applied which are suitable to achieve the objectives and appropriate to the type and level of software products and participants. Any review technique used such as checklist based, role based reviewing are suitable for effective defect identification in the work product to be reviewed. So in the success factor, we any checklist use addresses the main risk are up to date. Okay, large documents are written and reviewed in small chunks so that quality control is exercised by providing author early and frequent feedback on defects. Participants had adequate time to prepare. Reviews are scheduled with adequate notice. So if reviews are not scheduled with adequate notice, for example, if it's technical review, inspection, in the inspection we are reviewing the technical stuff. For example, we are reviewing the code. So in this case, adequate time should be given to participants. Management support for review process is very important by incorporating adequate time for review activities. So if management is not willing, they are not supporting because they are the persons are the members who uh, assign the resources, who manage the budget, gives the time to resources. People latest success factor for reviews are the right people are invited to meet the review objective. If the right peoples are not involved in the review process, then there will be waste of time. Testers are usually seen as valued reviewers who contribute to review and learn about the work product, which enables them to prepare more effective tests and So effective test cases writing, early test cases writing is very only possible if testers are involved in the review process, if testers are involved in software requirements specification review meetings. So participant decide educate time. Participants are dedicates, they should have time for the meetings and attention to detail. Reviews are conducted on small chunks so that reviewers do not lose connection, concentration during individual review or the review meeting when held. So, review defects found are acknowledged, appreciated, and handled objectively. So, this is very important people related success factor because if there can be author can be on the defensive side, we should keep in mind that we communicate in objective manner. So meeting is held in well managed so that participants consider it a valuable use of their time. So we should not blame error. We should not blame others for errors and issues. We should not judge them based upon the error because we are humans. We can miss the things. So the review is conducted in atmosphere of trust. The outcome will be used for the evaluation of the outcome should not be used for the evaluation of the participants. Participant avoid body language and behavior that might indicate boredom, exasperation, or hostility to other participants. Even not through body language, not through our words, author should not sense. Educate training is provided especially for more formal review types such as inspection. So culture of learning and process improvement is promoted. Only in this case we can have that we have a world class review process. Otherwise it will be waste of time and just there will be no advantage because reviewing a review is very important. Static testing is very important. Okay. With this I have come to the end of this. Thank you very much. Bye.